Hello and welcome again to the Stands of Ibrox. It's been a long hiatus that we've had. I stopped doing the videos over the silly season of transfers. We just cannot be bothered with the incomings and outgoings and basically try and clickbait rubbish that I can't be dealing with. I'd rather wait till the season started. So here I am. It's good to be back. I hope you enjoy the show. And today I've got my good friend coming on to keep me nice and calm, totally disagree with everything I've got to say, and keep it sensible, and with loads and loads of positivity. Here, welcome to the show, mate.
Positivity. Maybe a few years ago, but I think this season there's not going to be much of that. I don't think so. So we'll see what happens for the next hour.
Right. Well, oh God, this is going to be a good one. So anybody that's in the chat, just hit us up with questions. Call me lots of bad names, because if this is a show for a positive, probably it's probably not the one for you, because I've seen a lot of things that I don't like, and it'll probably go against everything that you say. And I'm not going to turn around and call people happy clappers, which I usually do. You've got your own thoughts about our club at the moment, but for me, I'm just not seeing it. Now, before we start about the game, Kia, I want to go over, obviously, I've not been on, so over the course of the midway this pre-season, what's your thoughts overall about Rangers, about our transfers, about the manager, about people going out, and obviously the debacle of the tickets? And
I think it's been a bit of a I think it's been a bit of a shambles, to be honest with you, Mark. I was hoping to come into this season maybe a bit of positivity, as you put it a minute ago, and just something maybe a bit different. But obviously, the stadium nonsense is not helped at all. And listen, some of these things can't be helped, but I think it's probably been more our fault this time, and maybe the builder's fault or whatever. I think this should have been all in play before they told us what's happened, but I think they held off because I don't know who it was that made the mistake. I know I'm not a builder. I know you mentioned before you do different things when you're ordering stuff and stuff like that. So I don't know how these things work, but I'm sure when we left the stadium last season after the last home game, we were told it was starting the work, but it never seemed to. Something seemed to happen, and it suddenly just hit a halt. And then we found out they didn't have the parts. So I don't know how these things go about, but it's not great. And then we were told we were going to Hampden very, very late on. And then they were trying to get everybody's seats in Hampden Stadium. We didn't know where we were sitting. The tickets out to you and QR codes and stuff like that. That's not been great either, but I think that took a bit of focus off the rebuild, which was meant to happen. Listen, Mark, you got a lot of players out that we probably wanted out. A lot of big earners, a lot of guys who we probably thought been at the club too long. Their legs maybe starting to go. Their performances are dwindling at each game they play, and they should be away. There's still a couple there which we have to move on, and we all thought that'd be great. But some of these young guys you signed, listen, that's great and they're for the future. But the thing that's annoying me all the time with Clement when he signs somebody, always says, "I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet." That pisses me off. They're footballers. They play football, so they're coming in to play football. And if they're not ready yet after watching us yesterday, they must be bad in training. That's all I can say.
Well, I'm going to agree with Sharpie here. The board is a complete shit show, the new mate. I was glad to see, right, I'm going to go through the season, right, the pre-season. I was pretty optimistic because we got a lot of radio, the rubbish, really, the deadwood, the guys that we were wanting to see leave, which was good. We never get rid of them all, or we haven't got rid of them all yet. So I was feeling a wee bit optimistic about that. We got a couple of players in. I was quite happy about that as well. And right up until the game, my optimism just went straight down the toilet, mate. Because I seen a starting 11 where we had 10 for last season in the team. Now, it was a team that It's probably since Clement came in, that's the first time I've been able to actually predict the 11, starting 11 for Clement, because there's been that much of a scattergun last season. So I wasn't surprised much. But the thing is, why are we at this stage where we're playing last season players? Can you explain what's happening?
Well, I don't know if the managers get finance. We've heard that maybe it's a case of one out, one in. We don't know if that's true either. Or maybe the players he's went for, we've told them they don't want to come. We don't really know, but listen, Mark, there's players out there. We've watched other clubs from our divisions, from clubs in Scotland. We played Birmingham City, and some of the players they brought in look really good, and they're in League One in England. So there's guys out there that can do a job. Is Coppin as good as we all told he was going to be? Listen, he's leaving the director of football. He's just a scout who's been brought in that obviously Clement knew. So he's just basically scouting players. He's not a director of football or anything. So he's not got a director of football involved. He's not got a CEO. So is that holding us back? I don't know. Is you always see managers getting back for players they've maybe worked with or players they've known in the past. Clement's not really done that either, which I'm not saying it's strange, but you always see managers getting back for one or two they trust. He's not done that either, so I don't really know what the script is, to be honest with you. I thought he'd get some guys in who were going to improve us. Connor Barron's the only guy you can see at this moment in time. Yesterday I thought he was man of the match, but then he comes out, obviously you're going to be the rubbish about Lundstrom. I don't know if it was just saying he needs somebody in that position or he was mentioning Lundstrom per se. But I don't know. I mean, he signs proper and then doesn't even include him, but his registration papers were through because he's not trained with the team. Hearts signed a boy I was before, and he's aye, and he's there. So Proper's an experienced footballer. He's played at a high level. He's been captain of LC20 yet. You telling me he can't come into the side in place of Ben Davies and put in a similar performance or even better performance just because he's not trained with these guys who at this moment in time aren't very good?
It's hard to disagree with you, mate, because you're supposed to be the positive one, mate.
The Proper sitting watching that Mark. Do you think he's worrying about his position? Because he's saying to himself, "I've got a spot on place here," because they two are rotten.
Aye. Right. Going to the game now, right? So go to Tynecastle. As I said before the game, I felt a wee bit optimistic. We brought a couple of players in. We put out a starting 10, 10 of the starters for last season, and it ends up as a 0-0 draw. Now, I'm going to go straight into the non-negative stuff for now, or should I say the pro-negative stuff. I've seen a lot of people out there, and I'm going to call them out, and I don't care what they say about me. They all know what I'm like. But they're saying, oh, it's a 0-0, it's a draw. It's better than the start we had last season. I'm sorry, Kerr, but that's not the fucking standard I want at my club. That's a terrible attitude to have.
I think so. I think that's tongue in cheek.
No, mate, that's the thing. See, if it was tongue in cheek, I wouldn't mind so much.
I maybe focusing it, like, try to get a bit of positive for yesterday. Maybe focusing it tongue in cheek because last season we obviously lost. But I think we're at a stage where Rangers now we find it difficult to find some positivity because it's more hope than it is anything else. Because we've seen the squad getting worse and worse and worse, and there's not a lot we can do about it as fans. I mean, we've had Steven Gerrard, we've had Gio, we've had Beale, now Clement. I mean, Stephen Davis took charge for a couple of games, and there's still players that's played with the guys still here. Do you know what I mean? But even the guys that's come in, they've not really done a lot. Campbell done it for maybe 6 months, kind of tailed off, but I still say there's more to be tailing about that between him and Clement than what Clement's actually said. Raskin is the same, come in, done okay, but he's been blighted with injuries. Rizvan is, I think he's okay, but he's injury prone as well. We seen yesterday with Cortez, and my bugbear yesterday, Mark, not a lot about the game wasn't great, but Cortez went off injured at half time. You seen he was injured.
Oh, as I
why?
Said,
why did he? bring him
Yeah,
back
what I'll
on.
do is I'll talk about that later, but I hope you don't mind me. I'm going to put up RFC 72 here. For me, our biggest problem is the board, who don't have the facilities to take us forward. And the longer they stay in charge, the more we'll fall behind. Now, we're all getting told that are basically what the... No, this is not even really coming from the board, even really. But it's coming from fans and from pods that we need to sell players to get new players in, right? This is up to the board to get this sorted out.
Yep.
Because why are we no sell players? Now, apparently, I'm hearing that Timmy Tavernier had an argument with somebody, right? That Tav's still here, right? Now, you all know my feeling about the laddie. I don't want him here. He's no good enough. But he was made an offer, and apparently Rangers didn't want it. That it wasn't enough, or the terms are what enough. Why are we keeping a player that's obviously no good enough? We've seen his legs have went. We've seen it pre-season how bad he was, and we've seen it yesterday as well. Why are we keeping these players? Are they looking for extra money? What's the point? Because with guys like that in our team this season, we are not going to win this league, in my opinion. What do you think, Keir?
Tav's not the only problem at the club. I know he's one of the ones that a lot of people do want him out, but I think if he leaves, it's not going to improve as dramatically because he's not one of the main issues. But I do agree, his legs have went, and he's probably stayed maybe a season or two too long. Maybe should have moved on a few years ago. But the manager's got to, if the manager's going to play him and going to keep him as captain, and that's the manager's decision. Does he still do that when Sterling's fit? I don't know, but Sterling's health issues are a problem as well. He's always injured. For quite a young lad, he's quite injury prone as well. So I don't know if we'll get a consistency level of football for Sterling because I do think he can offer something slightly different. So to be honest with you, Matt, people don't like the board, but who you can't replace the board. So we need like I say, we need a director of football and we need a CEO in. And until the two guys, these two people are in, guys, girls, whatever, I don't really care who they are, as long as they know what they're doing. It's not going to help. You see, when I interviewed John Bennett, it was a scripted interview he done. He tried to appease
That was shocking, mate. Honestly, that was as big a car crash as the first one he had. He had 3 weeks to prepare for this interview.
Yeah, I know, I understand that. And he tried to appease us with some of his stuff and over. Did it? Not really. He didn't want to go into too much detail, but I don't think he looked comfortable either. I don't think he wants to be there, but I think he's there just now because there's not really anybody else there. So I don't know what will happen.
22 minutes, mate, of boardroom word salad.
It could have been worse, but it was just like I said, it was scripted, it was written. Didn't have to answer any hard questions. He told us what he thought the fans wanted to know, and that was basically it. He didn't really give us any other answers. But I think the issue with Bennett is after that he appeased us with a contract extension for the manager. I mean, what's your thoughts on that? I thought that was far too rash, given they come out an extra year.
Right. Well, I'm going to tell you my initial, right? Because obviously I'm a wee bit of an idiot, right? Clip it. When I first heard that, right, it sounded as if he was getting a 4-year contract, and I was like, "What the? What? How is he justified?" I thought he was getting another 4-year on his contract that he initially had, right? So I just went radio rental because I'm like, what has he done to justify that? But then I found out, I calmed down a wee bit, and I found out that it's an extra year onto the contract he's got. Now, I still think that that's been done far too soon. I don't think that he's proved to the fans, no matter how much we want to believe it, and that's the thing, it's just our belief in Rangers and our optimism with Rangers and our hope for Rangers are going to get better. But if we look at the team for last year to this first game so far in the pre-season, it is no better than it was before. The last 3 months of Clement's deal, last season, the last 3 months, I don't think there was one Rangers fan, except the ones that weren't watching the games, that actually thought Clement was doing a good job, as in, i.e. he's starting 11s. People were going, what? Because nobody was predicting the starting 11, and the reason they weren't picking it because there was so many changes in the team that nobody could work out, well, why is he playing? Why is he playing? Why is he in that position? Every single Rangers supporter was saying the same. Same with substitutions as well. He was making strange substitutions, and people were going, why is he doing that? The setup, the way we're playing, it just. And I understand that we had a magnitude of injuries. I totally understand that. But we still should have enough in our team, our players in our team, that can still beat the likes of Motherwell, St Johnstone, Kilmarnock. We should be able to put anybody for the Rangers squad in that and be winning the games. And it wasn't happening. And a lot of the stuff that he was saying in pressers after the games were puzzling people as well. But my biggest concern, and I'm going to get loads of hate for this, loads and loads of hate for this, and I don't fucking care, because it's what I think. I think the way he treated Cantwell was a fucking disgrace. Now, I know people don't like him or with TikTok taught and all that, right? I understand that. I've already said umpteen times, I don't care what players do in bloody social media in their own time. That's their business. If they want to make an arse of themselves and have the opposition laughing at them, that's up to him, right? But when a player is housed off a park after 30 minutes because he's not doing what he's told, apparently, because I'll back this up what I'm saying, right? I'm not just saying this out of willy-nilly because I like him because I'm a fanboy. I'm saying this for a reason, right? Now, he took the boy off after 30 minutes, right? And it was because he wasn't playing in the position that Clement wanted him to play, right? Yeah. Now, we've got players right now. Now, the first game of the season, Clement's come out and turned around and said to us, we weren't winning their battles. Players weren't, they weren't winning second balls or the first ball. So they weren't doing their job right. We're much better in the second half. He says, why is he not on the sidelines getting that sorted out? Why is he not saying, listen, you're not doing what I tell you to do. Right, come off. He's not doing it with any other players. He's just done it with Cantwell. Then at the end of the last season as well, the cup game, I think that was my mind that has basically put me off Clement, right? Now, before anybody shouts at me or anything like that, I'm not calling for Clement to get sacked, right? I just don't like the way he says things and does things. And what he done with Cantwell in the cup, where he would go out and pushed him because Cantwell was up moaning about the referee about getting kicked left, right and centre and nobody getting yellow carded. That was bang out of order. And I think that's what put probably the nail in the coffin for me on what I feel about Clement. And it is going to be hard unless he starts getting results. I'm going to find it hard to be on his side. I don't know, mate. There's just too many alarm bells ringing out for me that are too similar for this first game in pre-season and what we had last season. And as you said yourself, we brought a player in. We were led to believe that his papers weren't signed in time. In the morning, it was confirmed they were signed in time. He never played. Hearts are out there. The guy gets signed that morning. He's on the bench. I don't under that. Is it Ingame? I can't even say his name.
Ingamani or something.
Ingamani,
aye.
Yeah. That's how well we know him. Maybe we don't even know how to pronounce his bloody name yet because we've not seen the height or hear him. Because
it's supposed to be Curry. He's training one himself because he's not to speak to him.
Why is he not ready? Why is he not ready? I don't understand that. Why are we bringing him at 1.2 million, 1.5 million?
1.7 at 1.5.
Even whatever it was, right? But 1.7 million player, and he's not even ready to train with the team. What the hell is that all about?
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I think the extra year maybe for the board protecting themselves, maybe give Clement a bit of a confidence boost, but also if there's anything involved with the Belgium talk, maybe say, well, if they come back in, maybe we're going to get a wee bit more compensation if he does go. Maybe there's a clause written in it in case we have to sack him, and maybe doesn't get paid as much off. You don't know what the extra year is. It's only an extra year, so 2027 to 2028 is not much a difference. It's only an extra year. So I do think I don't think he should have got it, but unless we are well protected by this contract, then it may help us on the other side of it. But I have to say, I agree with you spot on about Campbell. Listen, we all know Todd's a very good football player, but we all know his numbers do flatter to deceive. Sometimes he does hide in games, other times he's very good. But he's not the only player that we've got. We've got a squad full of them. But he get treated differently with the manager compared to anybody else. Was it an ego thing? Was it just personality clash? We don't
I
really
think
know.
that's what my bugbear is, Kerr. Is he was getting treated to a different standard to other players that we've got in that are just as bad.
Yeah, I mean,
on the pitch anyway.
Todd delivered sometimes for us. He did create. Listen, I'm not saying he's the best player in the world. I'm not saying he's the best we've got. But when he was in the side, we looked more creative going forward than we do at this moment in time. So I think having him in the stands, paying a lot of money, him, and not using him is just as bad as having him on the park because he can actually do something for us. So I don't know if Clement should go back to him and say, listen, I don't like you, you don't like me. Go in the park, shows what you can do, and make get you your move quicker. I'd be happy with that because maybe we can get some numbers out of him and sell him for a bit more. But
Totally agree.
I think it's pointless him sitting there because come the end of August, if he's not sold, where does he go? Do we loan him? Does he stay there getting paid every week and just on his TikTok and no Ibrox playing or Hamden, whatever? But do you know what I mean? Hadji's
Something like that,
but
getting
Hadji's
20,000
exactly the
for
same.
being in TikTok.
But at least Campbell's training with the squad, we're training with the B-side supposed to be, but where's Hadji? And he's getting paid. So it's not just Campbell, it's Hadji there as well. We've got number 10 starting who's slower than me, and I'm 51. Listen, Tom Lawrence is a really good football player, but he's not getting legs, and that's why I think Diamande and Conor Barron's so up and down the park because I haven't to cover for him, and when the other teams break on, there's a space here. And I like Campbell. I would actually put Campbell on the left, not Campbell Lawrence, because he's not getting pace, but he can whip the ball in, he can use the ball well. But I wouldn't play number 10 at all, Mark. I would bring in somebody else and play 6 and 2/8 because I think we need to be more compact in the middle. We need to be more stronger. But I think there's a lot more questions about Clement at the moment and anything because we play these long balls to a guy that can't hold the ball up. So it just comes back at us constantly. Seen it yesterday with Hearts. Dessers
It's a
wasn't
wee
holding
bit
the ball up.
I think what's happening, mate, what I'm seeing for a lot of Rangers support is blind faith. And that's the thing that worries me because what we done that way, Bill, it was blind faith. Last season he started, I was so optimistic with the players that we bought in, and I bought everything that Bill said, unfortunately. That's probably why I hate him so much. But I'm just seeing things that I don't like. And I so hope I'm wrong, right? And as I said, everybody just hit me with pelters. I understand where you are coming from. We need to back the manager, and I can see it in the chat as well. People say, well, we're stuck with it now. We are. That's the thing. We're stuck with it. Because of that extra year, unless there's been a clause put in, it's going to cost us a hell of a lot of money if he does need to get moved on. Because I don't believe on the philosophy people turn around and say, oh, you can't sack a manager and keep on sacking managers. If we're sitting third at Christmas, we're out of Europe and out the cups, I'm pretty sure that the majority of Rangers fans, even the most die-hardy fans, will be saying, no, this is just not working.
Listen, Mark, if you get a doing in the Champions League against Kiev, and then we don't win any games at Hampden, and we only win one at Hampden and draw one or something, then we go to Parkhead and get beat. Come September, October, the fans won't be happy with Bonnie's case. So I think it's different when you see any sign of progression with the team, but there's nothing there. And I think that'd be different if you see maybe some of the youth guys getting a game. But he's not even doing that. He's still playing guys like Scott Wright, who we know what he does. We know what Scott Wright offers. It's not any different to a year ago. He's still Scott Wright. So why not give Cole McCann a game? Why not play Baylor Rice as a 6 and let Barron and Delandi go forward? Why not see if that works? What's the difference in playing Baylor Rice for 10 games in a row than playing Scott Wright for 10 games in a row? Do you know what I mean? Or playing Tom Lawrence for we know what to get with these guys, and it's not helping us at this moment in time. It's no bring in some of the younger players and see how they go. You can't give somebody 30 minutes here or 20 minutes here or play a cut of pre-season game and say, nah, these young guys aren't ready. You'll never know that until they get a consistent run of games. And there's other teams across Europe doing it. There's teams in Spain done it in the European Championships. Do you know what I mean? So you can't say to me, I bet they're not at that level. They might not get to that level, but they might get to a level where they're good enough for us. Then it saves us spending £2-3 million and bringing somebody in.
When Clement came in, Kia, we were told, and it was banged on about, everybody was saying it, the pods, even I was saying it because it was what I was reading, that Clement and Coppin promoted young players. It's not happening. Are the young players that we've got, are they just no good enough? Or just Clement and Coppin, no think they're good enough to come into the first side? Is that what's happening? And we need to look elsewhere, which we can't do until we start pointing players out.
No, I agree.
I don't understand. As you just said there, mate, we know what we're getting me right. Right will always be right. He's got some amount of pace and he's got some amount of technical ability, but as soon as it comes to a final ball, he's no got it. It maybe 2 or 3 times out of 10, and we can't have that. It's just he just does as if he doesn't look up. And actually, there was a couple of balls he played yesterday. He did the same, and I was actually watching him to see what he was going to do. And you see it in the replay, he's not even looking up. But that's I can't even just blame Wright for that, because yesterday, right? In fact, I'll leave the front now. Let's go to the defence, mate. Your defence is a fucking shambles. An absolute shambles.
That is it's
poor. The most dependable guy last season is looking a bit sketchy. He made a couple of saves which he should have been making anyway.
I thought his save for playing Rice was a good save. I thought I was doing it. A lot of keepers get beat with that. But I thought I was a really good save.
He made a couple of boo-boos as well, mate, that were a bit, I don't know.
He only dropped that one because Balogun fell into him. That was like Keystone Cops, wasn't it?
We cannot go through the season with Tavernier, Davis, Suter, Balogun, and Nevis and Yilmaz, or even with Sterling included there as well. I've got every faith in Sterling, except he's injury prone. We've been told he'll be fit for Tuesday for the game against Kiev. I certainly hope so. Hefty's just in the door. Going forward, he looks a bit positive. I would have given him a 5 or a 6. He's definitely got a pass mark, only just, but his defensive side it's Bonabaris-esque, I would say. Yilmaz, I thought yesterday, he had a pretty decent game. I would certainly give him a pass for yesterday. Davies got took off after 60 minutes. A centre half getting took off after 60 minutes. It didn't look as if it was anything to do with an injury. That doesn't bear well. And Balogun actually played better than him, who's supposed to be our 5th choice centre back. Suter, yet again, gets caught up under the ball umpteen times. He did do better in the second half when Balogun came out. Obviously, there's no structure in that back line with anybody giving directions. There was no leader there, even though Tavernier was there. I thought there was a point yesterday, just after the second half. I actually said Tavernier's starting to come in this game. He started to do a bit more tackling than that, and he did put in 2 or 3 really wicked balls into the mix, but they were into nobody. There was nobody there, and that's a bit of a concern. He was caught out of position a lot, and this is what he's not got the pace anymore. Now, I'm trying my bloody hardest for this me not to just turn this into a Tav bash. But I've yet to see any Rangers, and you can come in the chat and say and call me out here. I've not seen one Rangers supporter or fan turn around and say that Tav is good enough to be in our squad now. As it is right now, forget what he's done in the past, all these goals, all his numbers, that's great, right? I'm not going to even go on about only winning 3 trophies. I'm talking about the here and now. Is Tavernier good enough to be in this squad, mate?
No, he's not. It's just sometimes life catches up with you, and sometimes that happens in a football. As soon as your legs go, you're going to be struggling to play at a certain level, and I think that's what's happened to Tav. Listen, I thought he done okay in parts yesterday, but he's not the player he was. He's not him down the park. Listen, we all know he wasn't the best defensive at times. He was okay, but he recovered because of that pace he had, like you says. But that's kind of went, so we will struggle. Some of the balls he put in yesterday were balls into good areas. At the end of the day, you need your strikers to be moving, and we didn't have anybody with good moving up top, so they do look a bad ball. But when you put a ball into a decent area, somebody has to move for it, and nobody was. But I do think we need somebody else at right back, and I think if it's Sterling, who the manager said it might be, if he can stay fit, then that will improve us defensively going forward. Sterling's not that type of player, so we're probably going to have to go down the left side more, unless certainly Journey plays more, and which I thought he done okay when he came on. He looked a bit it's hard coming into a game as a sub. I'm always a believer if he's on the bench, start him, then take him off. Don't bring him on a game, especially about Tynecastle. But
I agree with you, mate.
I
See
thought
what
he done. I
RSG's
thought
saying there,
Davis,
mate?
yeah.
It's no just Tavernier. There's a problem here. It is the back four. There doesn't look to be any organisation. There doesn't seem to be any communication.
Need a leader, and he didn't go a leader. That's it. You need somebody to organise him. And Balogun come on. You mentioned John Suter. He did look a bit better because Balogun was talking to him. Davis and him don't talk because they need somebody to talk to them. So the two of them don't talk, so they get hesitancy there. But he's like, Davis, will I go for it? Will he go for it? We don't really know because we don't talk. You need somebody to shout. Big Connor Golston done that really well. But his legs went as well. But Connor organised the back for us. It wasn't Tab, it was Golston when he was at his peak. So we need somebody that Proper's going to come in. He was a captain at 20. So he's used to organising things. So I think he could come in. Will he be captain? Probably not. But I don't know. Maybe he should. I don't know. But I'll get to the goalie. But I think he'll come in. He'll probably organise them better because his English will be very good anyway. So he come in. Who would you play Proper with? To be honest with you, he's a left-sided player. So I might be playing with Balogun at this moment in time because I think Leon, he might not be able to play every game. But I think when you're playing away from home or you're playing a tough team, I think Balogun's a man you go for. Him and Proper. I think
At the moment, mate, I don't know that much about Proper. Obviously, I know he was captain, and I think that his own fans weren't too pleased that he left, that we nicked him. But
I think it was because of the fee that he had a clause in his contract if it was before the you could get him for 1.5 million, which was actually good money.
So I'm hoping that the expectations that we're having on him, I hope it becomes true. I hope that he does well. But I'm the same as you. I think at the moment that it's him and Balogun, and as we said, we don't think he's going to be able to play game in, game out.
Now, with Cortez injured, Mark, would you play maybe Jeffy in front of Van? Because Jeffy looks good going forward. Defensively, he's still finding his feet because he's not used to. A lot of players find it difficult playing in Scotland. You come to Scotland for another league, you might be a better player, right? You might be a better football player, but when you come here, you've got guys breathing down your neck straight away, and you're not used to that. So
that's actually a shout, mate.
Would you play him in front of Van? Give us a bit more scope because Cortez been injured. We don't know how long for. Because Matondo is a no for me. I'm sorry, but I think Matondo's poor.
You actually managed to say that was the swearing, mate. Well done. That was fantastic, by the way. I think that's a decent shout. That mate, I'd never even thought about that, but it could be. But the thing is, if something happened to Yilmaz, you'd need to.
That's another issue with Yilmaz's injuries, isn't it? The old
Aye.
man is always is
So
injury
you need to
prone.
think about that. But the actual concept, I think that might be worth doing. I don't know if that's a position he's ever played before. So maybe it is. Maybe
I think all wingers nowadays, Mark.
what happened to
Nowadays, all
Cortez,
wingers.
right? Things I've seen on social media, right? A lot of people saying that he shot it. The boy Taylor basically had him in his back pocket, which he did. He bullied him, he outpaced him, and he outplayed him. Right. I've watched the incident several times, and to me, he catches his own toe on the ground and he falls down on his knee, and he started rolling about quite severely. So something was up. I'm like, well, that's it then. Another fucking injury. That's all we need. Yeah. First game of the season, and we've got our first injury. Because for me, and I'll put my horn up right now, I was actually praising the boy, and I'm like, he's going to be your player of the season. He's going to be running left backs ragged. And then that happened. And Taylor was better than him by far. He comes out in the second half, mate. In his first run, Taylor actually beats him. And he's caught up in the air and all that. And he gets too calf. He starts crying. I feel sorry for the boy, obviously. But a lot of people are pointing at the fact that as soon as he done that, he was beat yet again. I don't think he won any of his duels against him. I actually thought he was all right. See, when he started switching inside, I think that put Taylor off a wee bit because I don't think he was used to coming inside. So he did beat him that way, but down the wings, I don't think he really offered anything. He was quite disappointing. But the fact that he's injured and the hope that we had from what we seen last season, that's a bit of a blow, mate.
But we've only seen glimpses of him last season as well, and he got injured, and then he's put him into that game. That's what I mean about. Come on, the guy's been out injured all last season basically since he's come into us. Pre-season he was in and out of the team, but he plays him in the first game.
Mind up, mate.
He plays him in the first game of the season, and then he gets injured again. Now, I think he went off the park at half-time injured. I don't think he's a shite bag, by the way. I just think the boy was struggling. Listen, the boy Taylor looked decent against us, but see how he does through a full season with Hearts before I judge him. I like to see something in a few games. Playing well against Rangers, that's no a great thing anymore. No, that's not achievement.
That's shocking. That's absolutely fucking shocking, mate.
Put him up against somebody. Wait till he plays against somebody decent, then we can judge him. No, I think the thing for me yesterday was, why the hell did we bring him back out for the second half when he was off at half-time injured?
I understand that.
Why not just leave him in the dressing room?
He said that said that he never spoke to the medic.
Why?
Surely the medic would have known, mate, but no, mate, you're telling me that you can't go out with that. We can't even risk it because Clement's probably the worst manager I know for being watching out for players when they're injured.
I mean, it doesn't want to risk Danilo on the bench for struggling for a goal.
Oh, don't
bring him on. Yeah, it brings a boy back on in the second half and off at half-time injured. What's the sense?
Aye. Right, now that's the defence out the way, right? As much as we can. Aye, totally. Let's hope for better, mate, and hope we can. That's one of the places I'm hoping somebody comes in, another centre back. Now, going to the midfield, Cortez in the brain now. Diamande, Barron, and Lawrence. You said it earlier on, Barron was my man of the match. Thought he ran about like a blue arse fly. I think he was trying to push things forward. He was trying to cover. Put in some good tackles. Put in a shift and a half. Diamande was really, really poor. Really poor. His touches were goddamn bad. There was a couple of times that he showed us something, but overall, the 60 minutes when he came off. Was it 60 minutes? He subbed him off. No, Diamande.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Aye, well, whatever it was, right? He gets took off. And Lawrence is a good football player if he can get the ball at his feet, mate. If the ball's a yard in front of him, that's him. He's done. He managed
You're
it.
wondering never get subbed yesterday, Mark. It was Barron.
Pardon?
It was Barron that gets subbed.
Sorry, it was Barron. Sorry, you took off. That makes it even worse. Then
that was at 83 minutes.
That makes it even worse.
For Kieran Dibble, remember him?
I don't understand that, how Lawrence get 90 minutes, mate. He was blowing out his arse after about 60 minutes. You could see it. And as I said, even before that, put the ball to Lawrence's feet, on his chest and all that, laying off and all that. Fantastic. But if he has to run for a ball, he can't reach it. It's the same problem with Tavernier. Barron played, and there was one of the things when I just lost. Twice I lost it with Tavernier. Barron plays a ball out to him. It's a yard in front of him, and he can't catch it.
Yeah.
And then Tavernier plays 2 5-yard passes that he misses. And that's, I just went, you could probably hear me shouting to my living room anywhere in bloody Scotland, because I was that, get him off the park. I was that mad. But, right, sorry. Stop tab bashing. Right. Explain to me, mate, what your thoughts are on your midfield right now.
I think we need another 6 in there. I think we need a 6 to sit behind Barron, who can probably play there. Listen, because we know how good he is at the moment in time. He's got legs, he's injured, he's not scared to put his attack on, he's not scared to block things. His distribution could be better at times, but that will improve. But he's very busy. He's a busy midfielder. He's box to box, but he does well with instruction. He does sit well. He does cover. He does follow runners. So he could probably play at a 6, but I prefer somebody else in there and let him and the 6 play together. Whereas Barron can go forward, but the guy just sits. Because Diamandi to me has to be further up the park. He's a threat in opposition's area. I think when he's back defending, he does okay, but he always maybe wants to take that extra touch, and then he's getting closed down, or his passes can be a bit short because he's better in opposition's area. We can see when he first came in, he scored a few goals, he was getting involved, but I feel before he goes back, he's not comfortable there, so he has to be further forward. So that's how I like to play a section 2/8. I'm a big fan of 10. See, if you're playing a 10, you need really good midfield players. At that moment in time, you've not got that. You need really good wingers as well. We've not got that either. So, and it makes us more compact. It makes it harder to break down, because in transition when team play against us, they run through us, one straight run, and their team just opens up like a Red Sea. It's very predictable at times. So I think we need to play slightly different. I don't know what Clement's doing, but that's the way I look at it. So I think we need another midfielder brought in there, or I say give Rice a game. I know somebody said he just come back from injury. Yes, he has been, but he has been playing games. He had featured in the pre-season game. He's also been playing for the academy, so he is fit to play Bailey. But for some reason, he's training with the first team, but he's not involved in games. So either give him a chance or bring somebody in.
I think we do have the youth to come in and replace players that we've got, that we know what we're going to get and are just not good enough.
See, the thing is, Mark, see if he'd done that, he would get more time, because the fans wouldn't be so on his back, because he's like that. Like, he's giving these guys time. Look what happened to Billy Gilmer. He wanted a game. He said he thought he was ready. And all that, no, we're going to keep you here further. He's went to Chelsea. Granted, he never made he's not Chelsea anymore, but he got a game there. And then he's moved about, and now he's been Napoli trying to buy him. So we see what happens when you do give guys a chance. Listen, it might not work every time, but see, until you try, how do you know? You can't keep having these players in the academy, spending all this money and then saying, nah, they're not good enough. Then they reach 2021 and you stagnated this guy's growth just because you don't want to give him a chance. Whereas he goes to somewhere else, he would get a chance now. Mark, if you were a young guy, or if you had sons, I was young, and you're like, right, you've got a chance to sign for Rangers or somebody else, 99% of the time I would say go somewhere else. Because you go to Rangers, you're lost. You're not going to get a chance in that first team.
I think I said that. I think I had that conversation on one of the other channels that I went on. I don't know if it was the Rangers Journal. I think it probably would be them, because that's mostly the ones I'm on. I just, it's really frustrating, mate. And I think it's because all the scar tissue over the last few years, and it's really, it's depressing the hell out of me. And I want you to know how more to be positive about Rangers, but right now, I'll ask you a question, but I'm going to ask everybody in chat, right? And anybody that's watching this later on, right? I want you to be absolutely honest with me, right? No Rangers, no blue tinted glasses or nothing, right? Where are we going to finish this season? As it is, Care?
Probably second, but I'm saying probably second. I don't think it'll be first unless we sign a good 46 players and the tactics change and maybe play changes. But at the moment, probably second. But listen, if Hearts will improve, St Mirren's a decent setup, Aberdeen's going to improve, and they're not going to have any fear of playing us. They aren't, and we can buckle very easily, as you've seen. So unless bodies come in who are better than what we've got, or we start giving young guys a chance as well as bringing experienced bodies in, or even just better bodies, we're going to struggle to finish second. And I think if that's the case, come on, may I get the extra year extension, but I don't think we'll be here.
Yeah, there's Linda thinks we're going to finish third. Oh God, Linda! Oh God, no! Even I'm not that negative.
But Linda's only saying that because if we finish second, she knows that she'll be happier. Listen, you know yourself, Matt. You look at Scottish football. There's guys at Kilmarnock, guys at Hearts, guys at Dundee, players that could probably come into your side and improve us. I mean, yeah, Mail was at Rangers, so we let him go. Do you know what I mean? We kept Ben Davis and let Lewis Mail go. But I think sometimes our fan base, I'm not saying it's all, but a lot of the fans don't want to buy players for Scotland. We always think we deserve better players or we need better players. That might have been the case 20 years ago when we could go out and buy anybody we wanted at these times, but now we have to buy guys who are just better than what we've got, and we have to start concentrating on the league. I don't mind running Europe, but see if we get through this European tie, I don't think we'll get much further. But I want to get through this one, it guarantees you 5 million might help us bring in players. But
Right, well, sorry, mate, sorry,
no,
sorry, I interrupted you.
but I don't want. Listen. I'm not saying I don't want to get in Champions League. I do, but I think if we did get in Champions League again, I think it could be a lot worse than the last time.
Well, there's Linda. This is Linda saying that after yesterday, I've got no faith left. Well, I've got very, very little. But on the other side, mate, we've got Smoke, Drew saying finishing top. Sorry, hold on a second, guys. Sorry. If he's thinking that, I want his dealer's phone number.
What does he mean? Top of what?
That must be some good shit he's smoking. They think that. They want to call him Smoke Mill Drew. Right, mate. I'm no optimistic, mate. Hold on to fix this bloody horrible camera. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys. Just get a close up of my ugly mug. Sorry, guys. I'm just wondering, mate, what happens from now. We'll get 4 weeks basically to improve this squad. Now, for me, and I'm going to be as blatantly honest as I can, if we don't do this, we will finish second.
Yep.
Tavernier needs to go. Davis needs to go. Lawrence needs to go. Cantwell and Hadji need to go. Matondo needs to go. And dare I say it, either Danilo or Dessers needs to go.
You forgot about Scott, right there, Curry?
See, even when we try to send him to Boston, we try to send him to Turkey 3 fucking times and he gets back, and then he's got me. I forgot about him. Is that the only reason he's at Rangers? Everybody fucking forgets about him. Oh,
I think the problem is to try and listen. There might be clubs interested in these players, but as somebody else has said in the comments, it's the wages. They're on a good wage, it is, and other teams will be looking at the wages and thinking they're maybe decent players, but I'm not paying them what they're paying what they're getting just now.
I mean,
And that's the issue. And that is
I
the main issue. And but you know yourself, Mark, when you're trying to bring players, maybe no Scottish players, because Conor Barron came in and we probably didn't overpay for Conor as in major wise, because he probably wasn't on that much at Aberdeen, considering maybe bringing guys in from England or stuff like that, because you may have to give them 10-20% on top of what they're asking for, just to tell me come up to play in Scotland, because some guys might say, I'll think about coming to these, I like the team, I like yous, but I don't want to come and play in the Scottish League, so you say to me, instead of giving you 15 grand a week, we'll give you 25 grand a week, and they're like, right, I'll come then. And that's the way sometimes it works.
Yeah, see yesterday's game, right? How many of that Hearts squad would go into your starting 11? Just based on yesterday. How many would you say? There was about 5.
There's a few.
There'd be 3 definites.
There's a couple. I know folk mentioned Frankie Kent. I don't think Frankie Kent's that good. I think he's decent at what he does, but I don't think I think he stands out against us, but I've seen him in games where he's struggled as well. The right back looked good, but I thought the right back struggled more when Matondo came on, and Matondo's no great, but I thought Matondo was going different ways, and Taylor was struggling a bit more, but I thought the right back did for him look good. Vargas done well, but Vargas is not the best finisher, but I thought he bullied Ben Davies start to finish, that's why Ben Davies went off the park. I thought Penrice was constantly running by Tav, and Tav isn't following him. That's why Butland had to pull him out of a hole making that save. Listen, I thought Shankland was very good yesterday, and I'm a big Lawrence Shankland fan. I think he would improve us. I'm not saying, I've said before, he's not the best striker I've ever seen. I'm not saying he's going to make us a finished article, but what we've got at top is far superior to anybody we've got at this moment in time. Listen, there's better players out there is, but I'm looking at guys who can play in our league, can score goals in our league, because we have to concentrate in the league, because it's a league we've been struggling in. And I think if you sign Shankland, he would improve his tenfold. Yesterday, you said yourself, Mark, he played a wee bit deeper, and he can hold the ball up. He brings ours into play. He's mobile. Yeah, he might not be the quickest, but he could get his 20 goals or more. What Dessers is getting but he's got other things to his game. Yesterday, Dessers gave the ball away 7 or 8 times in really good positions. Don't get me wrong, he done really well. That touch, the ball came into him, and then instead of just trying to put it aside like Xander Clark, he tried to lob him, which was the wrong thing to do. The other one he done really well with.
Dessers doing Dessers things, mate.
The other one he done really well with. He took the 2 defenders out of playing short straight at Xander again. And then his header he was very unlucky with. He does some good things, Dessers. He does some poor things, but that's what we know about Dessers.
But he doesn't do the thing that he's paid to do, mate.
Well, he scored 22 goals last season, so he'll probably beg to differ ways, but I know what you mean. But I still think Lawrence Shankland's a better player. Do you pay $3 million for him? Why not? See if he's going to get you closer to 1 and stuff, why won't you pay it? Is it because it's Lawrence Shankland for Hearts and people want a bigger name or a foreign name or somebody else? Listen, there's teams looking for strikers all over the place, but see when there's one sitting in your doorstep, you know, want to take a chance on him, when you know he can do it season in, season out, why don't you take that gamble?
Aye. I'm just going to answer Timmy Kenny here. Am I wrong in saying we lost to Kelly this time last year? I've still got PTSD about it, when we were all pretty sure we had done a good transfer window. Yes, Kenny, we did, but unfortunately we believed a second-hand car salesman. We bought into it, and that was the thing. We believed that we were getting a standard of footballer in the team that was improved us, and we were very, very quickly putting our arse, and then we found out what type of person and what type of manager Bill was. As I said earlier on, I think it's one of the reasons why I detest the man so much, is because I think he did give us all belief that much on what he was saying, because he could sell snow to the Eskimos. But we soon found out, and right now we're still living in the shit show that is Michael Beale, and the team that's on the pitch is by far not good enough. And the fact that we started the game yesterday with 10 out of 11 for last season is not filling me with confidence at all. It's just, unfortunately, it's a bit of doom and gloom for me on what's going to be happening. And unless there's major changes on outs and ins. I can't see that happening. And I do have my doubts about Mr. Clement. Although I hope I am far from wrong, and I'll make a pure arse of myself, which I'm probably good at. But I'm going to be honest with you. There's alarm bells been set in. We need to stick with him. Doesn't mean to say that we need to back him. We just need to try and hope that he can prove the doubters like me that we're wrong. Right, finishing words for you, Kerr. What would you like to, anything you would like to see? Promote your, what I'm going to do is I'm going to promote your amazing new podcast, mate.
That's fine. Not just myself, a few years on it. It's not just myself.
Aye, but you're my man that I talk to, right? No long set it up, mate. I've watched it as much as I can. If I don't catch you live, I'll always make sure that I watch it later on. And it's quickly become one of my favourite, if not my favourite podcast. I think you and Davey are doing an absolutely fantastic job. A lot more professional in this shit show. But
as Davey loves a good intro.
Aye. Unfortunately, I can't do that because I'm a technophobe and I can't be arsed. Just like me, it's bare bones. You'll get it low down and dirty, basically. That's basically, this is what you'll get in this channel. And cheap, obviously. But yous are doing an amazing job, mate. So, first of all, well done on that. I would recommend anybody and everybody to go and watch this. If you're a Rangers fan, you need to go and see this channel, because if you're no, there's something wrong with you. I'm just going to say that out front. It is by far the best Rangers pod out there, and it's even better than mine. But mine's just probably the way shit, but I don't care. I do this for fun. I don't do this for money.
That's what we do it for as well. That's what we do it for as well, Curry. Listen, we just started this. Listen, I was on the obviously the Rabble for over 4 seasons, and we just thought, listen, we want to do something just a wee bit slightly different. So, myself and Davey started up Not Another Rangers podcast. It's been really good. We've had a steady following, and we've got a lot of guys on it, and obviously GD's back on me. Who used to be on the Rabble. GD's really good at what he does.
I love GD. Love him.
With Willie on the other night. Willie does a lot of the academy stuff. Willie's really knowledgeable about the academy. With Willie on the other night. We've had a few boys on for Rangers Journal. Scotty's been on with us. It's good. Obviously, you yourself will want it at some point. Listen, we're just bringing Rangers supporters on to talk about Rangers. It's always going to be free, Curry. We're never going to go into subscriptions. It's no way we want to do. Yeah, subscribe to the channel by all counts. That would be great. But we're never going to ask you for money. That's the way it works. Listen, hopefully maybe in the end we can get donations to help us improve it. But at this moment in time, we're never going to get. Every pod we do is always going to be free. Free to everybody to listen to. No Patreon, nothing else. Because we just want to talk about Rangers. Because that's all we all love. We all want Rangers to improve. And you know yourself, you sit in the house, talk to your mates or a WhatsApp group or down the pub or whatever you talk about.
Talk to yourself.
Aye. Are you talking about Rangers galore?
Need the dog, and even the dog stopped listening to me.
All we try to do is have a talk about Rangers like you're talking to, like we're talking now. Just talk about Rangers. You can have your opinion. Doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean it's wrong. It's your opinion at the end of the day. You're never going to get criticised for an opinion. We're not going to argue with each other because we all see games differently. And doesn't mean, like I said earlier, we're right or we're wrong. It's just the way we see it. And you might have a say it. You might say, no, it looks at that way, and we might think that's right. We could maybe you're right, maybe we're wrong. So we've all got opinion, but at the end of the day, the only thing we want off everybody is we all want Rangers to win. And at this moment in time, we're only winning, but we all want Rangers to do well. And that's why we're doing this. So we'll try and get more guys on, more guests on. We'll try to do other stuff. We'll probably not do match reaction stuff like that. There's far too many of them. There's far too many. There's a lot of Rangers podcasts on. That's why we called it Not Another Rangers podcast. But we're just having talk about Rangers, see where we're going, talk about the players, manager, talk about other things as well. Try and get some guests on if we can, and just take it for there, Curry. And it's just to try and have a laugh, a joke, and stop us all getting depressed because at this moment in time we're not very good.
You're too late, mate. Already there. Right. Everybody, thank you so much for coming along. I have missed you all. That I can see a lot of new faces coming in, and I can see a lot of people that have stuck by coming to my channel, even after the hiatus of pre-season that I left. I think I explained this all. I was getting an upgrade on my computer, and then I've decided to do it on my laptop because I can't be bothered setting it up. That's how bad I am. But I think you're completely right there, Scott. I set this up the exact same reason that you and Davey have. That I just want to talk about my club, the team that I love, the team I've always supported, and it gives me an outlet to speak to people that either think the same as me or they don't. At least I can hear other people's point of views. And sometimes it's a lot of shite. And sometimes I talk a lot of shite, but it gives us an outlet.
Listen, we all do, Curry, but we all talk nonsense, but it's nonsense we believe in. And if somebody wants to say, no, look at it this way, we will. But I say, we all see things differently. But at the end of the day, me, you, everybody in the chat, everybody at home, everybody everywhere, if you're a Rangers fan, we want to see win stuff. We want to see win games of football. We want to see win trophies. And that's all we want at the end of the day. Nothing else matters.
Well said, mate. No surrender. Get it right in there. Right, folks. Thank you so much for coming. I will be doing another show after our game against Kiev. Sorry we never got the time to speak about that, mate. Hopefully I get you on again and maybe get Davey if he doesn't shit
give Davey a shout. Aye.
I think Davey's scared to come on this one.
Aye, scared of you, ain't he?
Aye. Well, I have to apologise because Big Stu for the Rangers Journal was supposed to be come on. He had family commitments. I would probably say he shot himself, but he's built like a brick shit house and he probably kicked my head in. So I'm not going to say that. Right, so have a good one, everybody. You take care. We're the people.